everyone's like so true bestie.
Yeah.
He's such a fun character.
I can imagine the conversations with other legends, like, oh, you know, how'd you get in? How'd you die? He was like, I actually used to work here. Have you ever stood on that platform on...
Used to work here.
That was me. Looks like we're finally getting started. Fade into Ember. We talked about the matchup Scythe into Guitars earlier. Hopefully it doesn't play as much of an issue as it might have against Guishabu, but Pierre's Guitar is very adept. Maybe it will.
Maybe it was a little silly of me for me to bring it up earlier because the weapon matchup, although it does play a factor, it's not really as huge as a factor, especially as, you know, some people who might be trying to say it is. That sounded targeted. That wasn't targeted. I wasn't thinking of anyone in particular.
Excuses. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded targeted. I wasn't thinking of anyone in particular, but that NSYNC was aimed for Pierre in particular. Cutie, I think both of those wake-up calls, both Guichubo and Slow Motion spamming his DMs trying to get him back, I think those really work. This is a brand new Cutie come here to play.
Yeah, the very quick complete stock lead. Cutie on the orb, which he didn't play very much of against Guishabu, looked very good into Pierre. I think orb into Guitar is a fairly decent matchup for the weapon, and just this just feels Cutie's looking way better than from the winner's semifinal set. Pierre, deep trouble. That's going to be a kill? No. I got my first thought. Yeah. That will, though. Cutie in a huge...
a minute of gameplay.
Yeah, wow. You are very correct. The whole minute, and it's 3 stocks to 1 for Cutie. Not even in the red yet, just...
Yeah, Cutie not doing too bad.
Pierre, and I see him sweating a lot, like literally in game, running out of options before landing. Cutie just waiting, scaring him into using these options. And Pierre, a little Sayer, not enough to kill, a weapon throw, but struggling right now. Still can't get this kill.
Cutie's starting to scrape it a little close, unless we see something they both spot dodge, trying to guess what the other player's going to do. I have a feeling Pierre's going to connect an attack any minute now, any second now. That's just going to be it. Cutie is scraping it way too close to comfort, so unless we see something huge come up from Cutie, I think this... Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
No,
there it is.
Sick.
That turnaround... First off, that would have been... That would have been clip of the day. Easily clip of the day. And second off, Pierre remaining chill, just able to get the Sair and also continue on the pressure, and is working on evening out stocks already?
The wherewithal
Can I swear on this channel?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Absolutely does. Yes. Yeah, you could totally swear. Trust me, slow motion.
Victory.
But yeah, the wherewithal to DI the double dare, and as much as I want to spend time talking about that crazy offstage interaction, it's still just a complete 2-stock from Cutie. Just able to make it back, daring him with orb off the side. Pierre, while able to get that one cool kill there, honestly probably should have died in that situation. The double dare generally will kill there. But just able to DI. This really needs to change something up. The map change, first one, wants to live longer, shorter walls, and a longer map, more room to run around.
Yeah, Pierre with their game against Sprite, they were the one who were winning a lot of the offstage engagements, but now that they are fighting Cutie, Cutie is actually winning a lot of the offstage engagements, and yeah, part of that might be because a little bit of Scythe is going in there. Scythe is really good offstage, but it's also just the way that Cutie is playing this character in particular. Both of these players are pretty creative with the way that they play these, and Cutie has a chance to show off how well that Scythe works offstage. There is 30 seconds in, not even red, on their first stock.
Yeah. Cutie looking a little closer here. Pierre could definitely even this out, but Cutie's still looking very dominant on the Scythe. Was able to just pick up the dodges, read Pierre's movement. Pierre looking just a little stressed out against the Scythe. Now the lead starts to hurt. Tries to hunt for a dodge.
Oh
no!
Oh no!
Even I miscounted the options there.
Yeah, that was a little surprising. That happens so many times where it's like, oh, oops, I thought an extra recover. Oh, I thought an extra dodge. Why does that happen so often? It's so easy to lose track of how many jumps or recoveries you have.
Yeah, it just a tough way to die there. Able to get the stock back. This looks better. Pierre looks like he's definitely found some improvement. It may be the map. It may be something more mental game based. But it was just an unfortunate SD there. If it wasn't for that, this could be even. I don't think this is as bad of a situation as the stocks would have you think. The Qatar is looking a little bit better, just running out of a good GC sidelight. But unfortunately, unlike what Pierre was doing to Sprite, just not able to get as many hits off each neutral win. There's a weapon there. Looks like they're going to throw it. Reading him well.
Oh,
no
God.
dodge. He's dead.
Oh no!
Surprised
Pierre.
he held down. Doesn't get D-Light recovered. Instead, just goes for a side sig. Smart option. Beat him out. Now, Cutie maybe looking a little rough. Might not be in as good of a situation as the game started out as.
Cutie really needs this. Pierre is stepping up. I know I said that like Cutie is the one who was winning a lot of his offstage engagements, but Pierre is turning this around and proving how they were able to do so well against Sprite in the last game. This is looking a little bit scary for Cutie because although this would make it 1-1, that would still, you know, be a fair game. Cutie actually choosing to switch with Orb could be the change that they need to close out this game and just find a different play for the next game, but they throw out the Orb but try and complete the stock. It's not going to be it, but Pierre doesn't have the read yet, so Cutie is just at least a little bit more time on to try and figure something out. Sprite off stage might just barely be it, but Pierre is really looking to give some chase right here. It's going to be ground pound, it's going to be a dare. No, Cutie is still looking to try and find the KO with Orb. The Scythe was just a weapon starve, but Pierre's able to get the uppercut.
Wow. I'm surprised that that recovery hit. That had to be a jump read because if Cutie holds down there, it just down and left, it just doesn't hit. Pierre with a good read on him and doesn't want to go for the weapon, just wants to aggress on him, thinking that he'll jump away and picking correctly. And now all of a sudden, Pierre with a lot of momentum. He, with not thinking about the SD, that game was a little bit more dominant. It ended up as last hit red, but Pierre just gave up one of his stocks. Looks like definitely an adjustment coming for Pierre, the Crew Battle Champion 2022. Nice thing to have being on Sandstorm's team, but
That wasn't all of it. It definitely played a little bit of it because, like, yeah, who your teammates are in a 3v3 definitely play a part of it. But Pierre,
it's still impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think that title's held by I think 6 people, but pretty impressive nonetheless. And now Pierre getting started out. It looks like he's just playing neutral. He's getting much more neutral interaction wins by just running in, dash jump, dodge in, nair, and Cutie just holding in place. On offstage interaction is not where Pierre wants to be right now. Maybe. Both these two just sprinting at each other at the moment. Far cry from about 2 sets ago when it looked very different.
Oh yeah. I remember one of these games, it was a minute in, and one of these players already had a 2-stock lead, and now it's a minute in, and both these players are just trying to find any excuse to break neutral and get the last commit to take Cutie's first stock. Pierre has been the opposite of hit and miss with these signatures. Pierre really only throws them out when he knows they're going to hit.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, if that ground pound also would have hit.
He baits him out, this quick kill. Oh, he doesn't catch him, but he was sweating with nothing. That sidelight hits, it's over in a 3-stock advantage, but Cutie has to reset the mental. Able to get a kill. Now the lead really doesn't look that big. It looked like Pierre got a lot of hits there, but Cutie only in just light, well, more like dark yellow, but still just a few hits from Fate. Fate with a lot of attack. Looking nearly even now. Goes for a sidelight D-light instead of opting for a sidelight N-sig, hoping that he would hold down instead of jumping out, but Cutie wits on him, jumps out, does it again. Pierre likely to adjust with an N-sig the next time.
Pierre's been using quite a few signatures, but really only when they're going to connect. It's been pretty rare, pretty far few in between, but when they hit, they hit. But wow. Cutie isn't really using as many signatures. They're even more far few in between. Oh, and that weapon there was just an unfortunate way to start the stock.
That was a good setup.
I mean, it's unfortunate for Cutie. It was funny for Pierre.
Yeah, I think Pierre played it out intentionally like that, so that Cutie tried to spot dodge whatever attack he did, the weapon throw would just hit, and
It worked.
PIER would be in a great spot. But Cutie seems to do this every time, able to catch the dodge with the Scythe and get 4 hits diagonally in a way that Scythe is very adept at. Doesn't read the hold in, but wow. Very aggressive behavior from PIER. Almost loses his stock for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cutie
Just
has
say that.
been... Cutie's gameplay, the way that Cutie is trying to approach this game says a lot. Cutie is pretty nervous, and the only attacks that they're really... Okay, maybe I was wrong, but for a while, Cutie was actually a little nervous. The only attacks that they would go for were punishes, and off of that punish, they would only really do one of 2 or 3 combos. So... Cutie, for a while, didn't really have that much of a game plan, was pretty nervous. So PIER switching over to the Enchantress.
Oh, that's right. The news coming.
Ditto. This
PIER
could
on the
be what PIER... Yeah, this could be what PIER needs to really push Cutie over the edge. Earlier, when PIER had Cutie in a difficult spot... That just meant Cutie had to wait until they were to find a plan again. Cutie would just rely on to like the same 2 combos, the same few punishes, without really approaching that much. But Cutie is actually looking completely different and looking to face this Fate Ditto with vigor.
Yeah, this is this is like 1v1 Rust Modern Warfare 2. This is 1v1 me character Ditto on Brawlhaven. This is where it's at. This is, if you are better than me, prove it right here, right now, on your character. I love this pick from PIER. I don't know if it'll work out, but I love what it says, that not afraid to put it all on the table. A switch may have been needed. The Ember might have worked, but this was just maybe more of a comfort pick for PIER. And I know that there are a lot of people that just don't like getting dittoed on their character. They feel like their own character and weapons are just a little broken, and the only reason that they don't complain about them is because they're playing them. But once they play in a ditto, it becomes a problem.
Ooh, the Sair. You can see that Cutie is just trying to fish for a Sair, or maybe a Dare, but PIER was able to avoid it. Not able to avoid that ground pound after a minute of gameplay. Cutie is able to take the first stock, but PIER, all he needs is just a haymaker. All he needs is just a deal like ground pound. All he needs is just an orb sidelight Sair, and then we will have Stux. Even, I don't know why I'm messing up my words so much. That was also weird. Cutie has also had some pretty good stage control, although PIER is able to cancel that out, make stocks even, with barely even a damage disadvantage to try and come back from. That is basically nothing. Cutie has had some really good stage control, especially after some of these dodge reads.
Orb on Brawlhaven can be very scary. You don't feel like the weapon can kill off the top as easily, but with Fate, one Ensig read after a nice little orb string, and all of a sudden you're dead. You just sat there wondering how it all happened. You're able to avoid it, but still in a significant deficit. You were talking in an earlier set about the drip contest. I feel like with that set being like some of the best drip we've seen, this set may be some of the worst. The all red Fate and a Sunset Enchantress, one of the earliest crossovers, I believe. Just character ditto on Brawlhaven. It all comes together. Game is almost even now.
I mean, the drip's not that bad. It's alright.
Eh.
I'm a big fan of red, and I'm also a big fan of Sunset, so a lot of that erases anything that might be wrong with it. I say it's alright. It's not as good as PIER versus Sprite. That was so far like the best looking show we got. But this don't look that bad.
Yeah. Cutie able to take a lead in Dark Orange. Still, PIER can definitely even this out, but I feel like when PIER was playing Ember, the game felt a little bit more doable than this does. PIER not able to get as much a string ability as he was on the guitars, nor able to kill as effectively as he was on the bow, but still looking extremely doable this game. Just the weapon hanging in between them becomes just a little bit of an obstacle. You see a bit more weapon throws, and Cutie able to weapon starve, has a sizable lead now.
Oh my
PIER
god.
really has to stop the bleeding.
You can even see Cutie dodged away. Off stage, dodged away, risked falling out of that whole stock entirely just to try and make the stock last as long as possible. I think we could be seeing the stock. There we go. There's the Cutie victory.
2 stock. Just couldn't take that stock off him. Was almost even when they were both at 2 stocks apiece. But PIER going out 3-1, goes out with 5th place and I think some money. I'd have to look. But up next, we're looking at Megdy and Truck Stop Burrito. Truck Stop Burrito beat Wrenched 3-1. Let's go.
Which, I mean, if we're going back to like, yeah, try and tell me this happened a year ago. If you went
Oh my
to